So, congrats to you all on Dreamin Wild. I really enjoyed the film. And Bill, I was kind of curious, how did you first find out about Donnie and Joe Emerson? And what about this story really struck you as, this would make a great film?
A friend of mine, Jim Burke, brought it to me originally and passed on the New York Times and article and various things. And I read it and obviously was intrigued, but I didn't really get into it until I met Donnie and Joe originally, and kind of it was them that drew me in. Really, there's both their story and their personalities. So getting to meet them was the turning point.
And Donnie, it had to be obviously you got this attention later in life. That had to be crazy. But what was your initial reaction when you heard that a film on your life was being made? That had to be just surreal. And once it started getting into production and like this wasn't just a plan, this was actually happening.
Well, my brother Joe told me about Jim Burke first, and I was in the parking lot in the school waiting for my kids, and it kind of freaked me out. He said, "No, Jim Burke is the real deal, Donnie," and it was kind of surreal, actually. Term doesn't just I can't explain it. It was over. I mean, we've been approached before, but not like this. So this was pretty amazing.
And Nancy, Zoe Deschanel is fantastic in this movie. What did you think about her performance and seeing her portray you? That had to be just odd as well.
No, it was I don't know, it wasn't as odd as it was exciting. It was. And when they said her name, I was at home when they said her name to me over the phone, and I knew who she was instantly because I was a fan of hers for years. Since she was 20 years old, I've been watching her. So no, I was very pleased. I was. And I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that she took the role and Bill cast her. And she's pretty popular. So I've got a lot of my friends, a lot of family, a lot of fans saying how cool it is. So just that energy is awesome. So I'm happy.
That's great. And Bill, this story takes place, decades apart. There's a lot of flashbacks. What was the biggest challenge in just setting out this narrative as a movie and getting people to really get invested of, both the past and the present that's happening?
Well, I mean, honestly, I followed the article, Stephen's article, a little bit and used that structure. I thought it was really interesting to go in the middle of their story, to meet Donnie and kind of go from the point where the story kind of picks up of the rediscovery, and then flash back to that period when he's making the movie. It seemed like a great way to get into the character.
And Donnie, Casey Affleck gives a really great performance here. What impressed you the most about his performance and seeing, him play out parts of your life on the film here?
Well, he's easy to talk to. He's easy to open up to. So that makes it really simple for me. I mean, he's analyzing me all the time. When I did get to meeting him in person, I got to know him through Zoom. But then when he just showed up at my doorstep, kind of unannounced, but kind of announced as well, I knew that he was a serious guy. He was really going to dive into this role, and I've always loved his work. So it was a no-brainer to me, to be involved with Casey.
And Nancy, were you able to go on set much during production?
Yeah, actually I was. And it was controlled very professionally because there was a lot going on at the time. I was. And Bill was really cool because I would go on set, and I'm very respectful because I have a theater background and just a little bit of film background of little things. So I'm very respectful, and I would try to stay out of everybody's way, but my heart was just like pounding because everything I was watching on set were stories that Donnie had told me, pretty much. And then Bill's taking his stories and putting it into another. It was amazing. So it was really surreal. And Bill was really cool. He goes, you know, acknowledge me and talk to me after, or say, I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you yesterday in a text. I'm like, really? So it was fun. I had a really, I was, there's so many words I could say about it, but it's all up here, you know, I'll remember it forever.
That's so awesome. I'm glad you guys got to go on set. And Bill, what I really liked about the movie is you portray the whole family. We get to see the supportive father. How was it kind of showing the childhood? Because I think that really grounded the film and was a great anchor for it narratively.
Well, I mean, finding Noah Jupe and Jack Dylan Grazer as the kind of younger versions of Donnie and Joe was obviously convinced me that it would be great to do, because sometimes those can come off badly if you don't have great actors at that young age to portray the kind of the depth of the characters. So I think it was having Noah and Jack available to do it was the convincing part.
And then Donnie, what I found so fascinating about the film, and specifically, you know, your arc in it, is just kind of grappling with that sudden success, you know, decades later. Like, it just came out of nowhere. And there's a line that's like, you know, this is what I wanted, but not exactly like this. And just the ups and downs. And this film wasn't really afraid to deal with the kind of messiness and how you reacted to that. So how was it kind of seeing that storyline play out on film? Because it's very raw and emotional, but I mean, it's something that, you know, I was able to really connect with seeing it on screen, and it's such a great storyline. So how was it kind of reliving that moment, you know, through the movie?
Oh gosh, well, I wasn't on set that much. I was only on set a couple times. Okay, so I was doing the music on my end, but I didn't really think about it all that much. I just kind of went with the flow with the whole thing. I was comfortable with everybody doing what they were doing, and you know, grappling with the music, the two paradigms. It's a difficult thing. It was difficult. You know, I still deal with it. You know, uh, further music I'm working on right now. But I'm blessed with Dreamin Wild, because Dreamin Wild has opened up so much for me. So no, it's just it's a hard thing to explain. It's very difficult, but exhilarating.
I have to say something about you saying you relate to it. I read every fan letter, everything I've seen, every review on YouTube. I read as many articles as I can. And there are people relating to this so much. It's not an entertainment thing. People, I mean, the way they're talking about this, they're really relating to it. So when you said that, that's what I'm hearing, especially a lot
Well,
of
it is real.
especially a lot of men
Yeah.
that have gone through this. So it's amazing, and women too. But when you said that right now, yeah,